Hey everyone, Brittany back in time for more SexxxPerTease. Today's episode is it ever okay to have a threesome with two guys that are related? Well, this is personally something I've never done, nor do I think any of my friends have done it that I'm aware of. I do think it's a lot of fantasy that people have, and people always like guys like the twin fantasy. I never really thought that was attractive or a turn on, just because it'd be gross, like, if two people are hooking up with each other and they're, like, related. Like, are they supposed to touch each other? Are they just with the pleasure you and never interact with each other? Like, it's kind of gross to me having sex with, like, a family member, but I mean, a lot of people have that fetish. I remember one time for April Fool's, I was on a date with a guy, and then I posted on, like, Snapchat and tell people who was my cousin, and, like, I was surprised, like, a lot of people just believed it and really were turned on with the idea that I could have been hooking up with my cousin. I was just like, ew, that's kind of gross. What I mean, the reality is a lot of people's, I don't want to say a lot as in the majority, but a lot as like, I think there's a significant portion of the gay community that had a same-sex encounter with probably like a cousin, maybe when they were younger, experimenting and just figuring things out, and their first same-sex encounter was with a cousin. And I mean, I remember the British Shameless like focused on this topic where Ian found out that the guy he was having sex with was his half-brother, and the half-brother wasn't really bothered by the idea because they're gay, so it's not like they can have kids. Like, the reason they said that incest is wrong is because they don't want retarded babies. So I feel like because gay people can't have retarded babies, they guess incest isn't that bad. But then again, like, my favorite couple on Game of Thrones was Cersei and Jaime, and they were brother and sister. So, but I mean, that's fantasy and this is reality. But personally, I do think it just depends on the relation, because if there are two brothers and they're brothers, the real brothers, not just how like black guys like to call their friend their brother, but like if they're actually like blood brothers, I feel like that would be a little wrong, just in case like it just would gross me out, because it's like if they're so comfortable like having sex with someone at the same time, like, are they fucking each other? Like, do they fuck each other before? Are they like do this all the time? I mean, like, if they're comfortable with themselves and like not having sex with each other and have like their own fantasy, if they want to have a threesome with someone and they're related, I guess that's your prerogative. Like, whatever turns you on, if you're both consenting adults and everyone's willing and consenting, like, I don't think it's an issue. I just think personally, morally, I would be a little disgusted to find out that the guy I was having sex with liked to have sex with his brother. Whether or not they touch each other or not, it's just a little weird. I mean, maybe it might be hot to try like one time or another. Like, there are some really hot brothers out there. You might want to hook up with more than one person in the family. You just don't know if it's at the same time. I do think maybe hooking up with cousins or having a threesome guys that are cousins is a little more acceptable, just because like they're a little less related. Like, it's still taboo, but I think the taboo aspect is probably why people are turned on by the idea of hooking up with two guys that are related to each other, because it's taboo and rare that would actually happen. I mean, it's not as rare anymore. I feel like every person has gay people in their family, multiple gay people in their family, so nowadays it's not really as rare, but it would be rare just to like they're both into the same type of person, or that two people in the same family like hooked up with the same guy or same person. So it's definitely a controversial and taboo aspect. I mean, if it was like a father and son, that would be like way more gross to me. It's like, ew, I don't want to see my dad's dick. And then it's like, are they comfortable that around their dad's dick? I remember there was like this porn like family, like it was a mother and daughter, and they would have sex like threesomes and like group sex and like the same videos, and they were like real biological mother and daughter, and that was disgusting. But consenting adults can do whatever the hell they want. So I mean, if it's your fantasy and you find two brothers that you want to have sex with and they want to have sex with you, why not? Go for it. I mean, it is something to like add to your list that you can be able to brag about that most people will never be able to say. And if it's two cousins, I feel like that's a little more acceptable and something I would probably be more comfortable with than getting with two brothers. But again, it just depends on the attraction, the willingness, and the situation at hand. So I would say yes, it's okay, just depending on the relation and how comfortable you are with those types of encounters, and if you're comfortable hooking up with guys that are related to each other at the same time, inside you at once. I hope that helped answer your question, and thanks for joining me for this episode of SexxxPerTease.